Hello again, and welcome to the signal box for another exciting episode of Richard's Railway. So here we go. So today I want to start off by saying firstly thank you for watching today. It always means a lot, and wherever you're watching from, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Okay, so let's have a look what's been going on my railway since you last saw it last time. So I did a bit of tree cycling. Get it? Tree cycling. Basically these trees have been slightly recycled and put in place now on my little road scene. These were actually leafless. They had nothing on them. They were all just spiny bits of they looked like a porcupine brush. They didn't have any bits on them. They were really old and they came off the old layout basically, and they were sitting in my trees and bits and bobs box for vegetation or for the railway. And basically, rather than chuck them out, what I did was just recoated them, and I think they've come out really well. And all I've done with that is simply took a paintbrush, dabbed them with some PVA all the way around, and then empty container, held the tree over the empty container and sprinkled some woodland scenic grass blend material over it, and then let that to dry. Let me see, about 2 days I let it dry. And then this morning what I did, before I planted these, I gave them a quick blast of hairspray. Yeah, that's right, the kind that you use on your hair, or your missus uses on her hair, whatever. It's great stuff for model railway stuff, especially trees, because it keeps everything in place without everything falling off. And if you're worried about it having a slight molting session, just give it a quick blast with some hairspray. You can do the same for static grass as well, or any kind of scenic material you've got on the layout. It does hold it in place, literally does what it says on the tin. So there we go. But look at these are looking rather nice, aren't they? I've got to do some more work around the tree base, around the roots, put a bit more grass and flowers in there, I think. But overall, don't that look better? Definitely much better than those skinny trees that I had before. These are much more nice now. It looks like a posh road now, doesn't it? It looks like a nice well-to-do street, I think. I mean, I grew up in East London in England, and one of the poshest areas I always thought was quite nice was Wanstead. Wanstead High Street around Wanstead looks quite nice, and this reminds me a little bit of Wanstead, I suppose. So if you watch and you live in Wanstead, big shout out. Okay, what else have I been doing on my railway today? Well, come and have a look then. So what I've done, I will turn off the main light above the railway and show you the additional new lighting that I installed this past week. And I'll show you that now. So if I just turn the light off, and I'll start with number one. Obviously you've seen this before, but if we come up towards the end of the street scene, we've now got additional lights feeding off number one switch, which gives us one for the pub, which looks nice. And then over there, it won't zoom in. Come on, zoom in, zoom in. There we are, thank you. We've got one there illuminating the end of the platform there, which looks rather nice, I think. We've also got one there, just as you come off the ramp end, because obviously that's a public footpath that goes from the end of the platform along the footpath there by the fence and up to the little foot crossing and over safely to the other side. So obviously we've got to have a lamp there. I thought people could see where they're walking. It's even worse when they've come out of the pub and they've had a few to drink. It's even worse, but hey, we won't go into that. But there we go. There's a lamp there to illuminate that area, which I thought was nice. So all I've done is connected up that lamp over there on the platform, and that one there, the pub garden there, which is fed off the main bus bar that powers up all this street light scene as one on one switch basically. Okay, what else have we been doing? Well, let's put the rest of the normal lights on that you normally get used to seeing. It's my signal box and the loading dock. Now let's come across into the village and see what else we've got lit up. So I've got the station lights, those ones there which you know about, you've already seen, but let's have a look over here, shall we, and see what we can find. So first of all, if we go Oh, what have we got over here? We've now got 1, 2, 3 on the end of the platform there by the footbridge. And then, look at that, guys. We've got now illuminated platforms. That looks lovely. And if we come over here with the camera, we've got also, I've put in some new lights down this by the side of the church there, in between that alleyway there. So we've got those ones. Whoops, just come around here with the camera. I have to do a helicopter shot, I think, because that tree's in the way, but let me just come around here. I think that's better if I come around this angle, isn't it? There we are. Yeah, there is actually 4 there. There's 1, you look from the left of the shot where the signal is. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. There is actually a 4th one hiding underneath that tree there. And he is there. There he is, underneath that tree, if we see from that shot there. And then coming round this side, we've got 4 new street lights there outside the row of houses. And I think they look rather nice. And there's our platforms all illuminated as well. And speaking of platforms, look at what we got in number 1 platform, no, actually number 3 platform over there. We've got the Silver Jubilee set all ready to go. And on track 2, we've got another A4, we've got Mallard with some Gresley teak coaches to go as well. So let's get everything on the way. So before I do that, go and grab yourself a beverage of your choice, and I'll see you in a mo. Okay, I just wanted to take Quicksilver off the layout just for a second, just to show you some things that I've actually done with her since the video of the unboxing that you saw recently. So just a couple of things. First of all, I actually had the layout set up, powered up, ready to go by about 10 minutes to 10 this morning, and I only just finished working on probably about half an hour ago. So about 10 past 2 is when I actually finished. So from 10 to 10 to 10 past 2 today, I spent incredibly long man hours on this locomotive. There was several running faults with it that I couldn't figure why it was running so erratically and really crappy. And I thought, oh, it's the curse of eBay again. Here we go. I've shelled out quite a lot of money for a dud product. And I thought, no, I'm not going to be beaten this time. I'm not going to put it on the floor and jump on it like I did with the Bachmann Jubilee. Controlled myself. But in the end, I got there and I found out what it was. It was two things. Number one, the tender, the pickups underneath. I'll just show you if we just unhook that. You can't see on camera, but underneath, hidden inside, there's 4 wipers for each pair of 2 wheels on either side. And what had happened was the wipers, believe it or not, had not been aligned with the back edge of the wheel, so they weren't basically making contact with the inner edge of the tender wheel, which is basically that surface there. They weren't doing anything. They were just sitting midair and they weren't making electrical pickup. Well, what's the point of having a tender pickup if the darn thing doesn't pick up? So basically all I did was I just completely disassembled the tender, straightened out and cleaned the pickups. The pickups were clean, but they just weren't making contact. So what I did was simply bend them out with a pair of tweezers so they were making nice good contact with the back edge of each of those wheels. So there's 4 pickups, and that sorted out that problem. Also, the other issue I had with the actual locomotive itself, it was running rather erratically. Stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. I looked at the wheels, gave the wheels another clean, checked for lubrication, all the things that I checked when I got it out of the box in the first video that you saw the other day of this. And I thought, oh, here we go again. And I just couldn't figure out what it was. It was just really running very, very poorly on the railway today. And I thought, oh no. So it's taken me all this time to figure out what it was. Believe it or not, on the drawbar here, you'll see there's 2 copper prongs that are sticking upwards in the camera shot there. That engages with a pickup plate underneath on the tender there. Pin goes through the hole and those 2 prongs make contact with that plate underneath, and obviously goes to the pickups. And underneath there you'll see a pair of inward copper contacts that make contact with the drawbar pin when it goes through. Well, if you notice underneath there, you might be able to see a black wire that's coming out of there underneath there. Hang on, I'll zoom in a little bit. Yeah, that black wire in the shot there, that chunky black cable, it looks chunky but it's not. It's quite very flimsy and thin. If you know Hornby engines, you know their motor wiring is very fine scale, very thin stuff. But what happened was it had come detached from inside that drawbar underneath there. So I just basically had to resolder that after I'd taken the thing apart like 2 times. So basically reattach the wire, and as you can see from the previous running shot there, she don't run too badly. The other thing that I did on this was, as you can see here on the fireman's side, the footplate door was on the model, but when I actually got it, the driver's side was missing. So I basically scratch built and painted another footplate door I made up and painted accordingly, which I'll show you there, which is on there. Slightly more thicker, I know, but it does look the same part from that shot there, and I think it's not too bad. The colour, I know if you look at it from that shot, is not too bad, but it's the only half decent colour I had in my paint box that was roughly the same as the body. I know it's not 100% match, but it looks the part when the eye looks at it. And as you can see from that shot there, it's pretty much okay. I think that's okay. That's the only thing I added was the door there, as mentioned. On the front, I sent away for these. These are proper LNER headlamps on the front there, and they've got little dual lights on the front, so it's got express headlamps as per practice on the lamp irons there on the front. On the tender, I've added another one there and painted it red for a tail lamp as per practice. I know it shouldn't go there, it should actually sit on the lamp iron above the buffer there. But why have I put it there? Well, apparently when I opened the model up the other day on the unboxing review, I found something after the video that was a little bit disheartening. One of these steps was missing. As you can see there's 1, 2, and where the hole is for the third one that should be there, the lamps had to sort of cover that area up. On the other side it's all complete, you see, 1, 2, 3. Should be symmetrical, but unfortunately that step was missing. So that was rather annoying to find that out. So there we go. Okay, before we go back to running the trains again, I'll just mention something as well. On this tender, it's a nice tender, but these brake rods, which are these long black thin items here, these were loose, and when I had a look, they'd been glued on a little bit crudely. So we got these that I had to re-glue, the brake rods for the tender, the missing step on the back there, tender pickups that weren't even sitting on there. Believe it or not, I gave the tender wheels a clean, and I wish I'd actually photographed the cotton buds. They were exactly like the driving wheels when I first opened it up, what you saw the other day. So there was that issue with the tender, and the wire that had come loose, I basically resoldered there. But here's the thing, I'm not sure if I can show you this, but I'll try. I'll come over here. Oh, I've put the box away, I can't really show you it, but I'll tell you. Now, I don't like to, what's the word? I don't like to sort of badmouth any model railway supplier, or for that matter, model railway emporium stroke model railway shops, the ones that are online or in person you can go to. But here's the thing, when I actually got the set out again the other day, I found a sticker on the back of the box. Actually, in actual fact, I'm going to stop this video and show you it. Right, okay, just going to show you this again. This could be a genuine mistake, or it could be, I don't know, but I'm going to show you where it originated from. Now, that little boy there, or that icon there, is associated with a shop called Rails of Sheffield. Now, from browsing on eBay at their online store, there's quite a lot of locos that they do mention that are not in good running order, erratic, bits broken off, damaged, or sold as seen. So I am not sure if the person on eBay had bought this off Rails of Sheffield and then realised, oh, you know what, it don't run too good, oh, I better flog it, and they got me hook, line and sinker. Well, not me, but the person that actually bought it for me as a present recently, which is rather annoying. So I think, to be quite honest, knowing that this probably was from, not obviously originally it was from Hornby, and obviously it was sold somewhere. Now, I'm not suggesting that this was sold directly from Rails of Sheffield, directly from the factory, and then sold through their shop, because Rails of Sheffield do lots of brand new stuff, but they also are a mainly second-hand emporium. I think they've bought a lot of stock, I think, from Hattons that no longer with us anymore. But anyway, the fact that it's got that sticker on it worries me, because they probably knew there was things wrong or missing on the actual item, as I've just shown there. Now, I'm not implying that there's been sharp practice, but again, when you're going to sell something on eBay and you advertise it, try, always be honest. If it's got a few blemishes, show pictures, show the thing running, or show close-up shots. I normally tend to buy from sellers on eBay that show lots of pictures of the item out of the box. When I saw this item, it was literally taken with the lid off and with this in the tissue paper in the polystyrene tray. It wasn't actually out on the table, so you can have a good look at it. The seller rather cheekily, as mentioned, said, "Oh, brand new, only test run." Well, the bloody wheels underneath were as black as the smoke box, so that was cheeky. The door there that I've scratch built and put in place there on the driver's side, that wasn't there, and now we have the missing step on the back of the tender there, and there was things loose on it. So really, and it wasn't new, brand new, sorry, but I really feel quite angry. I was in two minds of whether to package the thing up and write to the guy and say, look, I want to send it back and I want my money back, but it's a bit too late now, and you know, I'm quite happy with the way it's outcome is okay. I've got there in the end, but it's not the thing. And I think I've learnt my lesson, guys and girls. I think, to be honest with you, if I want a seriously nice loco like one of these, in future, I'm just going to go direct to Hornby or to at least Amazon, where at least you know you're going to get the thing factory fresh, and there's nothing wrong with it, or it hasn't been used by someone else in that, to an extent. Am I saying eBay is a bad thing? Not necessarily. I mean, I've got some fantastic bargains on there, as you've seen on my videos. You can't go wrong. But I wish people would be incredibly honest when it comes to selling their items on eBay in terms of locos. It's a bit misdeceiving. I mean, the fact that I saw the exact same R number set for about, I think it was about £45 cheaper. But my mum, who treated me to it, she said, you know, I'll get the one that's got in the tissue paper. It's bound to be in better condition. If it says brand new, we'll have that one definitely, which is great, you know, it's sweet. But unfortunately, that's not really the case in this, and I'm quite cross to the person that flogged this on eBay and turned around and said, oh, it's brand new, it's only been test run. No, as I've said in the previous video, this hadn't been test run. This would have been on someone's layout, and it had been damaged because that door was missing, and as I talked about, the steps missing on the back there. These tender brake rods underneath there needed reattaching, and there was a wiring issue that I discovered also today. And it's also it's a bit hard for me as well. I know I'm making a bit of a meal out of this, but it's hard for me in the sense that this layout, as you see, is all well and nice, but it has to be all packed up at the end of the day when I've finished in the evening. Every single building has to be bubble wrapped and put back in the box, everything de-wired, and the baseboard very carefully lifted off the tables and stored away. So everything gets put away, so I don't get a chance to sort of get anything from eBay, put it on the layout straight away and go and test it and be happy with it. I have to really sort of wait to set things up and just hope for the best, or try and manually test it with a 9-volt battery or a 12-volt transformer and some wire. But normally I don't have any problems, but on this occasion I was a little bit peeved off. But anyway, there we go. But I know that they've got some brand new A4s out there as part of the, I think it's the Great Goodbye. I might even be mistaken in saying that they're new. They've been out a while, I think. But anyway, you can still get Hornby A4s brand new from their site, and also from, as mentioned, from Amazon or any good model shop in person. I think, for example, if I went down to Jane's Trains, my local model shop, and I asked for or they had an A4 on the shelf, I can guarantee that would be in absolute perfect condition, as was the lovely 9F with the Westinghouse pumps that I got recently in the new year. It's just one of those things, unfortunately. But I don't think I'll be buying any major sets off eBay anymore, to be quite honest, because I've just had enough of being, well, not only financially ripped off myself or the person that's kindly bought it for me, but I've spent literally 4.5 hours today wasting time farting around with this thing when I could have just had it out the box onto the track, coupled up, switched on and run. I've had this thing disassembled about 3 times. I've disassembled this loco today, trying to iron out things, wipers, pickups, motor lubrication. I found that the motor underneath here, I'll just show you this, not that you'll care anyway, but I'll just show you a rather boring fact on these A4 locos. Where is it now? If I can find the darn screw. There we go. You can't really see it on that shot, but in front of the smaller set of wheels underneath the truck, underneath the cab there, not that one, but in here, you can make that out. I'll try and zoom in. There we are. That screw to the left of the shot, there, next to the hole, you'll see a little hole. Then next to it on the right of that hole is the screw. That screw goes into a plate that holds the motor in place so it doesn't wobble about, and it engages with the gears properly in this area here inside the body. I found that to be quite loose, so it was only by sheer luck I found that, because if it had worked loose too much, what would happen was the motor would have started turning, but the wheels would have not, and they'd have sort of just sat there. And that dreaded noise of when you power up a loco on your layout and you can hear it, and the thing is spinning like 1,000 revolutions a minute and the wheels are not turning. As they say, the wheel's spinning but the hamster's long dead. It's just really, really annoying. So you shouldn't have to do that. If someone, again, I know I'm turning this into a bit of a tangent today, and I will get some trains running in a minute, but I'm just so peeved off by this, because again, if you're going to sell something on eBay, now if I was going to sell this loco, I would advertise it as used, in good working order, and the following cosmetic damages, i.e. replacement door on the driver's side, firebox footplate door, missing step on the back, and that would really be it, in good condition bodywork wise, full working order. I'd also do a little video clip of it running around the layout to show someone that it goes round curves, across point work, and it behaves itself, so someone at least can see what they're intentionally going to pay for. There should be some sort of trading standards, to be honest with you, and I know eBay are pretty good. If you have a complaint, they raise it with the seller normally. If you don't get a refund, they step it up. They're pretty decent, but unfortunately, these things cost a lot of money, and what with the cost of the living gone up, and the economy crisis and everything that's gone up in the world so far, you can't afford to throw money away. And it's just really sad that someone told big fibs about something that was brand new and had never been run, only test run. Well, I'm sorry, that's not true. And we shall find out who you are, whoever it is, because you'll be walking around your local town with a big nose sticking out 10 foot like Pinocchio, because you told big fibs. Tut tut. Anyway, enough of that. I think it's time for everyone to make themselves another cup of tea or coffee, and I'll get back to you in a bit with some trains. is a good example of two A4s together. Obviously you've got Quicksilver, and then next door you've got Mallard, which is the famous A4. Both designed by Sir Nigel Bresley, as you know or may not know. But interesting comparison here is that you've got Mallard with the double blast Carl Chap chimney, and you've got the single chimney version on Quicksilver. Okay everybody, I do apologise for the video being short and sweet today, but I did hope you enjoyed the little brief things that I put in front of the camera for you today, including the beautiful Silver Jubilee set. And it's getting mid-afternoon, so I'm going to have to scoot away and do other things, unfortunately. But anyway, next week I'll be back again with another video. And I hope that you enjoyed that one equally as well. But I do hope you enjoyed the updates today and enjoyed the the lights of illumination. So there we go. Okay, once again, thank you for joining me. Have a great rest of your weekend, wherever you are in the world. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Train out of section. See you again soon. Bye-bye.